are recording. All right, good afternoon, everybody. It is Sunday, August 30th, and we are recording. And I'm sort of going to make the quick assumption that there's no pressing questions on anybody's mind, but let me verify that. Are there any pressing questions? No, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to start a training, and we're going to start with the training series called Cash Cow that was recorded by Holt and Bugs. Now, this training series is several years old. I think it was 2004 when it was recorded, and it was recorded in a different company. But you'll see as we go through the training series, it's all extremely relevant. This is one of the most powerful complete trainings on how to build and profit in these types of businesses that has ever been put on the market. It's got a lot of really good reviews. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a screen share. We're actually going to start playing the videos. I'm going to do a screen share, and we're going to do one video a week for the next, we'll work it all out as we go through Vision. Obviously, next Sunday, we're not going to be doing Cash Cow because we'll be in the middle of Vision. This Vision is next weekend. However, let me show you where to find these videos. If you go to your iBoomerang back office, iboomerang.com, in your case, whatever your login is, myiboomerang.com, and you go to Tools and Trainings under Tools. That's where all these videos are. So you can watch them on your own if you want. What we're going to do is we're going to start watching them as a group, and we're going to take breaks. We're not going to watch them all the way through. We're going to take breaks and have some discussion about the various topics. So today we're going to do Cash Cow CD number 1.
Is one of the most powerful speakers and trainers in the network marketing industry. He has taught thousands of people, just like you, to create a picture of success and turn that picture into reality using the techniques and approaches you are about to learn. Holton is among the top 5 income earners in the company and was voted Man of the Year in 2002 and 2003 by his peers. He is a platinum executive and one of the top 10 distributors who serve on the Corporate Leadership Council. Take out a pen and notepad and prepare to learn from one of the best in the network marketing industry, Mr. Holton Bugs.
All right, Happy New Year's, everybody. How y'all doing today? Everybody excited for an incredible 2004? How many people is this year going to be your year? Absolutely, that's what I'm talking about. How many of y'all are going to be able to get rid of and fire your boss this year? How many of y'all ever thought about having some plastic surgery this year? All the ladies raise their hand. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about taking out those credit cards and being able to cut those suckers in half. That's what I'm talking about, plastic surgery. But I tell you guys, it's very exciting to be here. I'll tell you, 2004 is going to be absolutely incredible. There's a lot of things that are in motion right now, and it's not just because it's a new year. I know a lot of people set New Year's resolutions, and I'm not one of those New Year's resolutions type of people, because most people set them, and for the first 10 or 15 days, or first 7 days, most people are on track, and then the rest of the 350 something days, they're kind of like off track, and but we're not going to do that this year. I don't believe in that. I just believe in making a decision, whether it's at the beginning of the year, whether it's at the middle of the year, whatever it is time for you to make a decision to move on, that's when the decision actually starts. That's when you start to resolve to get the dreams and goals that you're looking for. So this year is going to be absolutely incredible. There's a lot of things that we have in store this year that's just going to skyrocket your business. The thing that I'm most excited about is not only, like I said, the new year, but there's right now just a sense of momentum that's all around this business right now. I mean, the company is just growing like by leaps and bounds. The system that we have in place right now is absolutely incredible. And what my goal is today is just to share with you some information of how you can kickstart your business. Not just for the year 2004, but how many of you right now are really ready to make a decision to move forward and get the dreams and goals that you're looking for in this business? And that's every single person in here. And that's what we're going to talk about. Now, the key thing is this here. I definitely advise you to take some notes because you're probably only retain about 15% of what I say if you don't take notes. Let me give you one rule of thumb. Anytime somebody is ever talking or speaking who makes more money than you or the money that you desire to make, you should always have a notepad to pen. And if at all possible, have a tape recorder. I can tell you guys, I grew up in the business just walking around with successful people, just listening to what they had to say. And I'd have a tape recorder. If they were going to say something, I had a tape recorder there because there was just a little small nuggets that I was able to harvest. And I was able to take that stuff. And when everybody else was asleep, guess what I was listening to? I was listening to the real stuff that they got. And that made the difference between where I am now and where a lot of other people who weren't taking notes, guess where they are? Still not taking notes. Still not living their dreams. Still working for somebody else. Still doing the things that they don't want to do for the people that they don't want to do them for and for the amount of money that they don't like. And so what I wanted to do was I just wanted to make myself just a little bit better in every single area than all of the other competition. Now, I'm not saying that your peers here are competitors, but guys, let's face it. In this industry of network marketing, there's 35 million distributors in the industry of network marketing right now. 35 million distributors worldwide. And the statistics are this: less than 3% of those people make over $100,000 a year. Less than 3% make over $100,000 per year. Why is that? If there's right now, there's over $30 billion of revenue being generated in the industry of network marketing on an annual basis. So guys, there's a lot of money out there. This industry is just a baby right now. 20 years, 30 years, 40 years from now, we'll be talking about this industry doing $200-300 billion. We'll be talking about companies that will be doing in excess of $50 billion in annual sales. And we're just a baby right now, but only 3% of those people make over six-figure income. Why is that? Are the 3% of the people not educated? I mean, are the 97% of the people not educated? No. Are the 97% of the people not out there showing the plan? No. Are the 97% of the people, lazy? No. It's just that the 3% do all of the things that are necessary to do the business a little bit better and are a little bit more consistent and are a little bit more focused and pay a little bit more attention to detail than the other 97%.
To me, that's one of the most. How's the sound coming through, Rob?
It's okay.
Pardon me?
Mine's okay.
Okay, good. Rob, sound okay?
Yeah, it's all right.
Cool. Okay. By the way, that number was $30 billion annually. That was in 2004. The number in 2019 was $167 billion annually for network marketing worldwide. So the growth that he had projected actually was achieved. And it's still growing. It's still a growing business. So, for the people that say it's a scam, it's a $167 billion industry.
That's what makes the big difference. Most people think that, the income, if you fall in the ballpark of the same work habits as millionaires, that you'll kind of, make $500,000. No, guys, you got to do 100% of the deal. You got to do 100% of the deal, but you got to just be that much better than the other people. And this is what I find. And I always walk into a room and I'll look around. And the first thing I do is I always look up front to see who's up front, because typically your leaders are up front. And then you know what else I do? I'll pay attention to what everybody else is doing, and I do the exact opposite. You know why? Because 97% of people in this industry don't make a six-figure income. Why would I look around and do the things that 97% of people are doing? You walk into any room that a person tells you, if they don't tell you to start taking notes, I guarantee you'll find 97% of people not taking notes. And so guess what? By you taking notes, you put yourself in that top 3%. And just by putting yourself in that top 3%, you put yourself in the category of doing the things that successful people do to bring about results that they're looking for. And so just pay attention. Just pay attention to dress. Pay attention to detail. Pay attention to posture. Pay attention to how people speak, how they actually talk, how they introduce themselves. Find the 3%ers that are already in the business and model those 3%ers. And so that's just what I'll start off in terms of what I call my little tip for how you can be successful in the year 2004. And not only in 2004, but every other year that you want to be successful in this industry here. It's going to be absolutely incredible rocking your guys. Today, we're going to have a lot of fun. Y'all agree? That's what I'm talking about. Now, a couple things I want to set the stage on today, and I want to just tell you, most of you know my story. 4 years ago, we were $250,000 in debt. Had no money. Credit cards were maxed out. just didn't have any money. Just that's where we were. And we still had a dream, we still had desires, and we figured out a way through this industry of network marketing for, actually just a couple of years later, completely debt free, except our house, and owned our vehicles and things of that nature. And now things are just absolutely rocking. I mean, things are just going absolutely fantastic. Our income is going up by the week. Our groups are growing every single day. There's thousands of people right now, every single week, looking to get in our business. And that's something that we confessed a long time ago. But I'll tell you one of the things is this here. It wouldn't have happened if we didn't have a desire. Because all of success in your 2004 is going to happen with your desire. I was talking to a group of people the other day, and I said that, you don't get what you want in this business. How many of you really believe that you really, before today, thought that you got what you want? Or that you could get what you want? No, you only get what you picture. You only get what you picture. How many of you last year wanted a six-figure income? How many of you the year before wanted a six-figure income? Now, how many of you the year before that wanted a six-figure income? How many of you the year before that wanted a six-figure income? How many of you the year before that wanted a six-figure income? How many of you the year before that wanted to be retired? You follow what I'm saying? And so what we find is this: 90% of the people, they want all of these things. They want this, they want that, they want this, they want that. They want a six-figure income. They want a huge organization. They want money in the bank. They want retirement. They want this beautiful home. They want this beautiful car. And they find themselves doing the same exact thing week after week after week after week after week, year after year after year after year. And guess what? Your goal was to want it. And guess what? A year later, you got your goal. You still want it. You only get what you picture. And so the imagination in this dream box up here is the catalyst to your six-figure or to your seven-figure income. Whatever it is that you want. I'm not here to guarantee your income, but this dream box up here, this machine up here, this multi-trillion-dollar computer is the catalyst to you getting the things in life that you want. And I find so many people, what they want to do is work on the technical aspect of the business, which is great. Technicalities and the knowledge, that's wonderful. But I'll tell you guys, if you can imagine it, if you can dream it, you can have it. Because when you start to dream it, when you start to imagine it, when you start to picture yourself having a six-figure income, when you start to picture yourself sitting at home at 10 o'clock in the morning instead of waking up to an alarm clock, when you start picturing yourself driving that car of your dreams or living in that home that you really want to live in, and you start picturing it, see, when you start to picture something, it happens almost every single minute, not every day, almost every single minute it's on your brain, subconsciously. And what happens is this: that subconscious mind, what it's going to do, it's going to find a way to make that reality come true. If you picture yourself not having success, if you picture yourself sick and tired of people not showing up, and I can find out what you picture by what you say. Oh man, people not showing up, when I invite people. Well, we're going to talk about that process today and how you can get over that. I find people saying, but people just not getting in. That's what they're picturing. So you can't say something contradictory to what you picture, not consistently. And so you have to picture yourself having the success. You have to picture large numbers of people coming into your organization. You have to have a vivid picture of what it is that you really want. Now, how do we go ahead and what's the fuel to the business? The fuel to the business is your dream. Is how you're going to take that picture, what that picture is, and how you're going to manifest that picture into your material equivalent. That's what we're going to talk about just for a few minutes here, because that's the most important thing. And people hear me talk about it all the time. They hear me, man, he's on that dream tip again. Here he is dreaming. Man, I used to love coming to training, but every time he's going to make you dream. He's going to try to make you think you're successful. Duh. Isn't that the purpose of this day? I just want to know, how to pop an ad in the paper. I just want to know how to call this person, how to do that. Well, the how-to stuff is great, but I'll tell you this: when you have a dream, when you have a strong desire, you figure out all of that stuff, even without an upline, even without somebody directing you on what you need to do, because you have the desire strong enough. And so the first thing it is that if you want to be successful in this business, guys, is you have to develop several reasons why you want to build the business. The reason that some of us haven't moved along is because you don't have enough reasons why. And if you look at every area of the things that you do on a consistent basis, you have reasons why you do them. How many of you go to work consistently? Why? Because if you didn't go, they cut the paycheck. And if they cut the paycheck, you lose your house. If you lost your house, family matters wouldn't be so good. You lose your car if you didn't go. You lose your savings account. Your kids couldn't go to school. So you've got a lot of reasons why you consistently go to work and do things that you don't want to do. How many of you really right now, honestly, and this is not to bash your job, how many of you could find something else better to do with your 40 hours than to go and show up and warm a chair? Okay, man, that's most of you. But there's a reason why you do it, and that's why you consistently do it. It's either out of fear or it's out of desire. Most people are motivated by fear of loss than the possibility of gain. We're motivated by fear of loss and the possibility of gain. And so what we've got to do, guys, is you got to find out what it is that you really want in this business. Decide what it is that you want. You have to make a decision. What is it that you want? And you have to dream it, and you have to picture it every single minute of the day. I know this may sound kooky to some of you guys, and you may not have ever experienced this, but I'm just telling you, how it became successful. Remember, guys, 7 years I was in network marketing, never made any money. My biggest month was $500 up in a month for 7 long years of network marketing. I never missed a meeting once, ever, in 7 years when I was in that first company. Ever. I never missed a meeting. If there was a meeting and I qualified, I was there. Did I have the money? No. But you know what? From the beginning, I pictured myself at the meetings, and so guess what? My picture made it possible for me to get there. Nothing ever came up. And guess what? I had the same experiences in my life that you have in your life, but I found a way not to ever miss a meeting. Now, did I make money? No. I'm going to tell you why. I never made money because I never pictured myself making money. I'm trying to shortcut your success because it took me 7 long years to figure this out. And I actually hear the speakers on stage talk about developing a dream, developing a why. You have to have plenty of reasons why. And I understood that stuff, and it sounded real good. And I always attached my dream to what the speaker's dream was. Speakers always talking about freedom and all of this stuff. I didn't understand what freedom was. How can you understand something that nobody's ever experienced in your life? You can't understand what freedom is. But I said that I wanted it, but I couldn't picture freedom. I couldn't picture being a multimillionaire. I didn't know any. Didn't have any personal friends who were multimillionaires. I didn't know any of those people. For me, being a thousandaire was a great goal.
Let me stop there for just a second. Take a short break if you want to. Anybody have any thoughts or comments on what he's talking about so far?
Yeah, I do. I've studied Bob Proctor for years, but I've been going back through his stuff. This is it to a T. I don't know if he got it from Bob Proctor or Bob Proctor says he got it from the Think and Grow Rich. I actually did a Facebook Live this morning I didn't realize this was what cd1 was about. I'd forgotten, it's been too long. But I did a Facebook Live on the key points of The Strangest Secret, which is exactly what he's saying. There's so many people, and all the great thinkers of the world say this. It's in there. It's out there.
The thing that's vitally important is, and the thing that many people get wrong that keeps them in poverty or lack of success, is we get what we envision. And if we envision not making it work, if we envision not having people on our team, if we envision having people turn us down, if we envision people saying no to us, that's what we're going to manifest.
Well, the key, what I've gotten from all of this is you don't just envision it, but you have to literally picture it. And he said that too, all day long. I know at one point in Cash Cow, he has a place where he talks about putting Post-its all over the walls, all around the rooms with what's wanted. Everywhere. But and Bob Proctor says, you've got to think about it, not just get up and make a little dream card. Like I've got my gold card here. You look at it one time or two and you go on. It's got to be all day, every minute that you have free. You think about it. You carry it around. You look at it. It just has to get those grooves in your brain where it's part of you. And it's work. It's not, nobody can tell you it's easy. It's work, but you can't do it.
Yeah, and the origin of this really is, I believe, Think and Grow Rich, the chapter on burning desire.
Well, that, and if you listen again to The Strangest Secret, it's exactly what it's about.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah, it is. So I'm listening to The Strangest Secret once or twice today. I've been listening 3 times yesterday, and I'm going to keep doing that. And I'm going to get a recording of Think and Grow Rich because I like to just lay down in bed and listen to it. instead of just.
Well, yeah, Think and
I mean, I
Grow.
like to mark things up, but I also just want to hear it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to read it 1,000 times.
Rob, do you have any thoughts, comments?
No, I'm good.
No thoughts?
No.
Do you do any visualization or planning like that at all?
No, I've been through the Think and Grow Rich book. So
What did you say about Think and Grow Rich, Rob?
I've been through that a couple times.
Have you? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But are you practicing it, or what stage were you at with it?
No, I'm not really practicing it.
You believe in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I've listened on and off for years, but I'll tell you, I'm to the point now. For some reason, it's really sinking in more than it ever did.
and I would echo that. These ideas, Think and Grow Rich, Bob Proctor's trainings, The Strangest Secret, these aren't once and done.
No, they're not.
This is, you've got to drill this stuff in and really make it part of your daily living.
It's got to be your reality, and then it becomes reality. As Bob says, it goes from some words he uses, but
Yeah.
it goes from the thinking to the who you are to the form,
Yeah.
the reality. It manifests itself. And I guess I used to think, well, you can just think about it once or twice a day and you can make it happen. It really doesn't work that way. It's
No,
got to
and
be
that's why-
all day long until it's thousands and millions of times.
And that's why a lot of people say that affirmations don't work. And the reason is that they think they can say them once or twice a day and that's good enough. Well, it doesn't. You know, and there's lots and lots and lots of trainings on that too, but I'm going to divert us off the topic. So let's go ahead and
I was going to say this. I've had many instances, and I won't go into all of them, but I've had many over the years because I've studied this stuff on and off for years. And I can look back and I see it now. When I just said, well, I'll give you one at work. I used to be in the classroom. When I first got hired, I was just a teacher. And then I was the education coordinator. But I remember telling one of my friends, I said, you know what? I'm going to be in administration. And I'm going to get that big salary that all those other people are getting. I said, I'm not going to just sit back and take what I got. I mean, I was so determined that's what was going to happen. I didn't know how, but I knew I was going to do it. I knew I had the background for it, the education, but I still didn't know how I was going to do it. Well, it wasn't 2 years and I did it.
Well, that's the whole point.
That's just one instance, but it was, I look back and I was so determined. There was nobody going to deter me.
And that's the whole point of all of this. Once you get your brain focused on something and get determined to do it, you will find
There's
a way.
no turning back. Yeah, I found a way. But yeah, and that's happened to me more than once. So I've got it now. I got my little go card right here on my computer. I'm doing what the Strangest Secret says. I did a Facebook Live today, like I said, on it, which is really interesting.
Cool.
I'm going to do more, but it's interesting because I did that this morning, and then this was this afternoon. So it's coming to me.
We could talk about that serendipity that happens when the universe begins to coalesce in one direction because you're so focused on it. All the elements begin to come.
There's so many things have happened in the last 6 months, and a lot of it even in the last 3 months. That's totally changed my world, totally. And there are people coming into my life that's making and going to help me make things happen on a level that I never even dreamed about, really.
Okay, well, let me start this again, and we'll wrap it up. Now, it's really intriguing to listen to how he actually turns the corner from $500 being his best month in 7 years to multi-million-dollar earner, and what the mindset it takes.
I'm going to do it in 2 years.
Let's listen.
A millionaire, a thousandaire. I just want to be a thousandaire. You know, we had a couple $100s in the bank, and you know, and I couldn't go from being a hundredaire to picturing being a millionaire. It's like right now, most of you can't picture yourself being a billionaire. You can say it, but you can't picture it. Or most of you don't picture it because it's a big, big process to get from where you are to billions of dollars. Okay, and so I have to start picturing myself becoming successful. I had to start picturing myself having the bank account. And so I had to decide what I want. Now, the key thing for me is this here. I made a list of things that I wanted, and that was, for me, it was kind of difficult. It was kind of difficult. And so what I had to do personally, and I tell my story all the time about this, what I personally had to do, you may not have to do it this way, I had to do it in reverse. Because I had things in my life that I didn't want, that income and network marketing would have eliminated. And so that became my motivation. Because see, I couldn't get excited about a multi-million-dollar house. I lived in apartments all my life. We never even owned a house. We had a 2-bedroom house before that we rented. And I think the rent was maybe like $300 or $400 a month. I couldn't picture myself in a month. That didn't motivate me. I couldn't picture myself in just beautiful car. That didn't motivate me. It just didn't. I couldn't picture millions of dollars in the bank. That didn't motivate me whatsoever. Freedom didn't motivate me. All of that stuff really didn't motivate me because I didn't know how it felt. I couldn't get the picture to get the emotions behind it. Because whatever it is that you picture, you must get the emotions behind it. And once you get the emotions behind it, that's how the picture becomes reality. So what I had to do is take what was emotional to me and turn it into some type of reality. You know what was emotional to me? And like I said, I had to do it in reverse. I didn't like working for somebody else. I knew how that felt. I didn't know how freedom felt, but I knew how it felt to work for somebody else 40 hours a week, 40 years, and retire on 40% of what you already couldn't live on. That to me was a no-no. That to me, I didn't like being under control of somebody else. I knew how it felt for my boss to say, you need to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, and don't be 1 minute late. I knew how it felt to be degraded and have some other man tell me what I need to do with my time. I knew how it felt for them to tell me, hey, listen, you need to take a lunch break at 12 o'clock. How did they know I got hungry at 12? They didn't ask my permission, No. I knew how that felt. I knew how it felt not to have enough money in the bank. Because there were so many things that my wife and I wanted to do, and guess what? We couldn't do them because I didn't have the money. I couldn't picture at that time what it felt like to have a whole lot of money in the bank, but I knew how it felt not to have money in the bank. I knew how it felt to have creditors call the house. Well, I knew what it sounded like. You follow what I'm saying? And so all of those things that we had, so many people see us today and they think that we didn't have any of those issues. Guys, I'll tell you one thing. 4 years ago, I could have sat right there in the crowd. Nobody would have known who I was because you know what? Our situation was exactly reverse of what it is today. No big cars, no big house, none of that stuff. No money coming in, no money in the bank, no freedom, bondage. And I knew how that felt. I knew how it felt. Now, this is what I did know. I knew how it felt to see mothers have their kids and have to send them off to daycare. And I heard the complaints all the time. I heard them all the time. I knew how that felt. And guess what? I didn't want any of that stuff. And what I did is I made a list of those things that had an emotional burn with me. And remember, for me, it was a reverse effect. I couldn't picture all the things that I really wanted. Maybe you can. I'm not saying you have to do it my way, but you have to have some reasons why you're going to build this business. So I couldn't picture all of those things, but I pictured the things that I didn't want in my life. And I figured out I need a vehicle to accomplish those things, I need a vehicle to give me the financial wherewithal to eliminate the things in my life that I did not want. That was my motivation. Remember, I saw speakers on stage. They say, how many of you are going to be a diamond? How many of you are going to be this? How many of you are going to be that? And I'd always stand up and raise my hand, but I never pictured it up here. And that's why I never got it. But you know what I did picture myself? I pictured myself at every single meeting. I pictured myself getting the knowledge. I pictured myself associating with positive people. I pictured myself associating with the people who had the income, the people who had the lifestyle, and therefore I never ever missed a meeting since I've been in the industry of network marketing, period. End of story. It was never an option for me to miss a meeting. Why? Because I just developed it up here in my picture. The benefit to that is this. Because I did picture myself at the meetings and I did picture myself at every event, I was associating and subconsciously I was picking up the knowledge anyway, and I got the training on accident. It's a true story, guys. I got it anyway. If you take a kid, he's born in China, put him in America, raise him in America, what is he going to speak? He's going to speak English. Is he going to know one word of Chinese if he leaves his parents and to get raised by me and my wife? No. So he's going to pick that up on accident. I don't believe in accidents, but you guys know what I'm saying. He's going to pick it up anyway. He doesn't know any better. And so because of my positive association with other people, I didn't have a choice. I didn't know any better. I didn't know anything else but to think a certain way. I didn't know anything else but to think in a success mentality, in a long-term mentality, and a wealth mentality. And so I made that list, and because of that, it made the things happen up here, it made them come true. And so what happened is this, because I made that list and I consistently verbalized the actions that I needed to get rid of the things in my life that I didn't want. And what happened is, next thing you know, things start happening in my life for me. Did it happen right away? No, it didn't happen right away. Why? Because remember guys, I had 20-something years at that time of negative thinking. And you can't go from 20-something years of negative thinking. Some of you have longer a longer period of time of the wrong programming. And so I had 20-something years of the wrong thinking, 20-something years of negative programming, 20-something years of job mentality programs up here. And it took a while for me to dilute that process out so that I can now start thinking success mentality. And that's why some of you right now, it's real difficult for you to make a decision whether you're going to be at the power training or not. You know why? Job mentality. Success mentality people have already registered. Success mentality people are saying, when is the next function going to be, 2 months from now? Is there a way I can get a registration? Job mentality people think, man, you know what? I don't get paid until I'll do it after payday. Because we've been programmed to do things when the boss gives us a paycheck. And if you consistently do those things, guess what you'll have? You'll consistently have those same results, and you'll never live the things in life that you really want to live. I'm just giving you the truth here. And so first thing you got to do, guys, is develop some reasons why. Anybody ever heard of the lady whose son got trapped up on their car? And what did she do? She lifted that car up. Why was that? Why did she lift that car up, Tanya? She had a why. She had a reason why. She had her son, she had her pride and joy. Emotion was all wrapped up into that moment. And it didn't matter. When she had a reason why, she didn't go to the manual and she didn't call 24-hour fitness and say, hey, listen, I've got a son up here. What's the proper way to bench press this car? She didn't need information on how to do it. All she needed was a reason. Now let me ask you another question. 5 minutes later, after her son had already been rescued, the car's still there. She goes back trying to lift the car up again. What's going to happen? Now, let me ask you a question. Did her muscles disappear in 2 minutes? No. What happened? Her desire, her reasons disappeared. Guys, to me, that's one of the most powerful stories I've ever heard. And if you understand that, that's why I'm telling you guys, that's why some people are sitting right next to you right now, they have something happen into their lives. Next thing you know, 2 months later, 3 months later, next thing you know, they go from whatever pin level they are to one of the highest pin levels out there. Why? They found enough reasons to do it, and they got emotional about those reasons. So you have to develop a burning why of what you're going to do. Wow, that's powerful information.
End of story for today, actually. Any thoughts?
I just think it's,
Oh, get out. Go away. There we go. Any thoughts?
I just think it's amazing. Like I said, things just keep happening that fit together so well. Because I've been studying all this, when I suggested doing this, it had been so long since I listened to it, I didn't even really remember much about it at all. And I sure didn't know this part is exactly what I've been studying. I mean, it just, things happen. It's miraculous, really.
Yeah.
When you focus on something, other stuff just comes to you. And I'm very focused right now, so. And I'm going to stay that way.
Yep. And I think there's a lot of really good advice in here too for how to approach the next several weeks of our life with vision and everything coming up, because I think I'm going to go buy a new notebook, and it's just going to be especially for vision. That's for sure. Take lots of notes, but we have to decide what we want to get from vision. We have to have a vision of what we're going to get out of vision. and get that planted in our mind and go get it. Rob, you have any idea, any thoughts?
No. Nice glasses you got there, though. Got new glasses.
I did. My old glasses were really in bad shape, but it's sort of like going to the dentist. It's very painful to go get an eye exam. I mean, these are friggin' $400. So, you know, it's because they're continuously variable lenses.
Do those look similar?
Yeah. But,
These were $1 actually.
these aren't cheap glasses, unfortunately.
Mine are cheap glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I just think, you know, you have to listen to this stuff and you have to keep doing it and you have to, the key, and I think you and I both have done it all in the past, but we haven't been consistent enough with it, obviously. You never quit doing it.
That was one of the things that I found, you know, very early in the first few minutes. He talked about the difference between the 3% and the 97%, and he talked about the idea of the 3% don't do anything the 97% don't do. They just do it a little bit better, a little bit more consistent, a little bit. I don't remember what all words he used, and I think I may have wrote some of them down and not, but a little bit better, a little bit more consistent. Consistency is a key, absolute key. And the other thing is, here was a big takeaway for me. One of the big takeaways for me is you can talk about being a million. Let's talk about being a six-figure earner, and you can say, well, I don't want to put in all the effort to be a six-figure earner, so I'll just put in enough effort to become a 5.5-figure or 5-figure earner. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. This building this business, and it took me years to understand this. Building this business is like taking off a 747. If you don't push the throttle to the firewall, that plane ain't leaving the ground, period. You can't half take off by giving it half power. You got to give it full power and go for broke until those wheels are off the ground. Then you can throttle back. And that's something that it took me years, really took me years to figure out. And I could waste a lot of your time telling you stories about that mindset, but I won't do it today. So, all right. Well, I don't know where the rest of the team is. I'll be calling them tomorrow, picking on them. Thanks for being here, Rob.
No problem.
Is this valuable for you?
Yes.
So we're going to keep doing this. Now, next week is Vision. So we're not going to have, I don't know if we're going to have a meeting next week or not. I forget. I think Vision is over before this time. So maybe we'll have a meeting, and what we might do is wrap up Vision. We'll see what Terry's doing, because I'm sure I'm suspecting he's going to have some follow-up meetings and summaries of what went on in Vision. The idea here is, I would recommend, if you can, that you really, I am going to be glued in front of my computer for Vision. I'm going to treat Vision as if I'm in a room in Las Vegas. There's no, and I'm going to take notes, but it's still impossible for each of us to get all the information there is to get. So we'll talk together and summarize and help each other, and we'll see how much Terry's going to do, and then we'll decide what we're doing as our own separate team. Okay?
Okay.
What's your work schedule look like, buddy?
9 to 6.
9 to 6 for the next, for the 5 days?
Well, I got to call in sick on Wednesday, so I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
You're going to be sick Wednesday, huh?
Well, Vision's on Friday, right?
Right. Vision's on Friday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yep.
So, okay. Anybody else have anything else today?
No, I'm going to
Awesome.
go to the strangest secret.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.